Knight Jarecki here with Alan Embree. Today's Alan Hour. Do not got Tommy Talk today, but we do get you today, Alan. First off, it's your first season here in Springfield. What's the experience been like for you coming here as a pitching coach?
Coming as a coach, it's great. Pitching coach, it's great because I only have to focus on the pitchers. It's a nice change. But, we got great ballpark, great ownership. Everybody seems very dedicated in what's going on. They want this to blossom into something big, and you've got the foundation for it.
Mm-hmm. Coach Richards and I talked a little bit yesterday. He said that when he was a player and he was rehabbing, he was throwing to you. And what's it been like for you kind of coming back and working with Tommy now, not only as a player, but now as him as a coach?
Well, I think he's grown as a coach even in the year that I saw him. I managed against him last year, and I've seen improvement just from that amount of time. And I'm really excited to coach next to him because we're kind of like-minded in an old school way, but with a new school vibe, sort of thing. So, and he's comfortable with me. I'm comfortable with him.
What's it been like for you going from being a manager to being a pitching coach? Do you like that more, or do you feel like you're relinquishing a lot of power that you had last year?
I feel that power doesn't, in this position. I've been blessed with a baseball career aside from coaching, and I've had those moments. I want what I can share and give the most to. The pitching staff I can pay full attention to a pitching staff. I'm not babysitting a lineup. I'm not babysitting coaches or anything like that. So I can hone in on what I'm really good at. I'm pretty well versed all around, but I think I can do more good in the pitching staff role.
Obviously, early on in the season, a lot of guys coming in and out. What has been your overall perception of the pitching staff so far here in the early season?
I think if you take away 3 innings, it's been a pleasant surprise. We've got the first group did a great job holding down the fort, getting us some wins, getting us off to a good start. They were hungry through strikes. So now we're looking at a new group. They've got good stuff. We just haven't seen it, or we haven't seen the results on the field. So it's 2 spring trainings. And we're in the middle of our second spring right now.
So do you feel like after 2 weeks, like in week 3 from now, you feel like that's when everything's going to start clicking?
We should have a pretty good idea of what we have.
As you move forward to today, yesterday obviously a rough one with a couple big innings, but different pitching situation today. What's the game plan for today? Hader's done really well the first 2 outings that he's had. He's a smart kid. He's the typical West Coast League starter righty. So he's the stock standard. He's got a good fastball. He likes to throw in, and he mixes up his pitches really well. So he should keep us in the game. We've on the first 2 games of this series, one night we hit, one night we pitched. They just haven't meshed together, and I think the boys are due to gel together. If you think about yesterday, a couple of those big innings, how do you try to limit that?
Damage control and not compounding mistakes with mistakes. We can't give free passes, and we have to be. And on an offensive end, we need to be smarter on the bases. I mean, I honestly think we could have been in that game had we ran the bases better in the 6th and 7th inning. So I think it's just eliminating the mental mistakes and control the controllables.
For you as a former pitcher, are there any guys here on this team that have really excited you?
Oh, that's too early. There's been some guys that like Hader, Bridger, those guys they've got a little something different. And when I see a little something different, I get excited about. So it'll morph over the season. We'll see how that goes.
What is that something different?
It's an angle, it's a toughness. It could be just they've got something that the rest of the group doesn't have. And you're like, oh, I can work with that. Or if I add to this, it could be really cool. Bridger's obviously learning to attack hitters instead of throwing all the breaking balls he throws, because he's got an electric fastball from that angle, sort of thing. And for Hader, it's getting him back on the mound.
he hasn't been on the mound in a while. He redshirted this year. He's coming off of not having very many innings. And I think the more innings you get, the stronger he's going to be.
Lastly, what's the X factor tonight? What's it going to take to get the win today?
Playing as a team, because we're not quite there yet. I think if we play as a team, no free passes, offense clicks, we walk away victors.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Coach.
All right.
That's been today's Allen Hour.